When you finish your light check and your pre-trips, the examiner is going to tell you to perform the air brake test. Remember, in the other videos, I show you the truck, check the wheels, and make sure your primary air gauge is on the 90 psi. That prepares the truck for everything. So today, we're going to start performing the air brake test. Always remember, when you're sitting behind the steering wheel, even if you guys don't start the truck, seat belt, okay? When you get out of the truck, 3 points of contact, your face has to be looking inside the cab. The same way that you're coming in is the same way that you guys gonna be out, okay? When you guys parking the truck on the DMV, the wheels has to be chalk all the time because it's an automatic truck. All right, so we're gonna start. Today I'm gonna perform in my air brake test. First thing I like to do, I'm gonna put a safety start. My truck is in neutral, and my spring brake is applied. Now I'm gonna do one click to the right, and then I'm gonna point it where is the ABS light. My ABS light is on. My ABS light is off. This is a good test for my ABS light. I'm gonna mention that for all my brake tests, I will use in the primary air gauge. Make sure you guys pointing where is the primary air gauge. First test I'm gonna perform is my governor cutout test. So I'm gonna perform in the safety start. I'm gonna mention one again, that my truck is in neutral, and my spring brake is applied. So I'm gonna start the vehicle. To start the vehicle, you guys don't have to press nothing. Please put your foot on the back, okay? So you start the vehicle, and then because the needle is on the 90 psi, what you guys going to do? You guys gonna press the fuel pedal. Okay, to explain the pedals, this is the service brake and this is the fuel pedal. Okay, air service brake, fuel pedal. So you guys gonna press the fuel pedal, and you guys gonna look the RPMs. As you see the number 10, the next line is gonna be 11 and 12. You guys don't have to exceed the 1200 RPMs. Okay, so you guys gonna put it on the number 12. Press the fuel. Number 12, and then you guys gonna keep looking the primary air gauge. You guys wanna wait for the sound. Normally, once you're getting close to the 120, you guys gonna release the fuel pedal and just wait. You guys hear the sound? My governor just cut out. My needle in the primary air gauge right now is 119 psi. This is a good test because it's not higher than the 140 psi. Now, the next test I'm gonna perform is my leakage test. For this test, I'm gonna press the brake a little bit. I'm gonna put my truck in the low gear, which is the drive. Okay, and then I'm gonna turn off the vehicle. I'm gonna put the switch in the on position. I'm gonna release my brake, and then first thing I'm gonna release my tractor brake. Your tractor brake is the yellow knob. For the Class B, this is the only one that you guys gonna play, okay? Don't worry about this other one. This is the trailer, that's for the Class A. For the Class B, it's just this one, okay? You guys gonna wait for the needle to settle once you're releasing the parking brake and put the truck in the lower gear. And you guys gonna put the key in the on position. Please don't forget to put the key in the on position after you shut off the vehicle. Okay, once the needle is settled, I'm gonna press my service brake, and then you guys gonna press it all the way to the floor and hold it. Okay, once you hold it, you guys gonna look at again the primary air gauge, and you guys gonna read what is the needle. My needle is a 90 psi. I'm gonna start my minute now, and then you guys gonna timing while the phone or the watch is you guys using the phone. Please say to the examiner, this is the only time that I will using my phone during my test. Okay? Now, for this test to be success, I should not lose more than 3 psi in this vehicle. So you guys gonna hold it for 1 full minute. The alarm that you guys hearing is the secondary gauge alarm. Don't worry about it because you're reading on the primary air gauge, okay? So when the minute is up, it has to be 1 minute and 5 seconds. You guys gonna tell him to the examiner, my minute is up, my needle is still at 90 psi. I don't lose more than 3 psi in 1 minute. This test is good. Once you say the sentence, release the brake. Next test I'm gonna perform is my low air warning test. For this test to be success, my warning light and buzzer should come up no lower than 55 psi. So you guys gonna look on the primary air gauge, okay? Once again, the light and buzzer that you guys hear it is right here, okay? You guys gonna look it on the primary. If you guys look it on this one, it's a red dot close to the 150. That's exactly what it has to have in the primary air gauge. So you guys gonna press the brake, release it, wait for the needle to settle. Once you see the needle is not moving, you press it again, release it. I don't see any light coming up, press it again, release it. Okay, I see the light coming up. Okay, this is a good test. My needle is settled at 70 psi. This is a good test because it's not lower than 55 psi. Make sure you guys have to know to read the gauge, okay? My next test that I'm gonna perform is my spring brake pop-up test. For this test to be success, my spring brake should pop up. So what you guys going to do, you guys gonna keep pressing the service brake till the spring brake pop up. Once again, you guys gonna press the brake, release it, and wait for the needle to settle. So you guys gonna put attention to this spring brake. Make sure it pop up, okay? So press it, hard the brake, release it. Once again, you guys gonna wait for the needle to settle. Once the needle is not moving, press it again, release it. The needle is not moving, press it, release it. Needle is not moving, press it, release it. Needle is not moving, press it, release it. Press it again, release it. Press it, release it. You guys gonna keep doing this, press and release till the spring brake pop up. And always giving the time for the needle to settle, because if you guys keep pressing it, the needle is gonna be moving. You guys gonna fail your air brake test because you guys will not read the gauge. Okay, my spring brake pop up at 25 psi. This is a good test. Now I'm gonna perform my torque test. Before I perform my torque test, I'm gonna get out the truck and check the wheels. So remember to get out the truck, 3 points of contact. Take the checks of the wheels, put them behind the seat, and then get inside the truck. 3 points of contact. Sit in the driver's side, put your seat belt, okay? So now I'm gonna perform another safety start. I'm gonna put my vehicle in neutral. Let me make sure my vehicle is in neutral. My spring brake just pop up, so I'm gonna start again. It's another safety start. You guys gonna start the truck. Now what you guys going to do, you guys gonna tell him to the examiner, I'm gonna wait for my air to build up to the normal pressure. So you guys gonna press again the fuel pedal no exceeding the 1200 RPMs. What you guys doing right now is going to be another governor cutout test, but we don't have to mention it to the examiner. All you guys have to say, I'm going to wait for my air to build it to the normal pressure. Remember to keep looking, use the primary air gauge. Primary air gauge is the one on the top, the one on the bottom is the secondary air gauge. Once again, when you see the needle is close to the 120, release it. You guys will hear the song, and you guys gonna tell it to the examiner. My air built it to a normal pressure, so now I'm gonna proceed to perform my top test. You guys gonna press the service brake, use enough pressure so the vehicle don't move. You guys gonna put it on the drive again, and then you guys gonna release the parking brake. For this test to be success, my parking brake should hold this vehicle in place. So don't release it. You guys have to reapply it. Okay? So you guys gonna release the service brake and press the fuel a little bit. This is a good test. My parking brake holding this vehicle in place. Now I'm gonna test my service brake. When you guys say I'm gonna test my service brake, you guys gonna press the service brake, enough pressure so the vehicle don't move, and then you guys gonna release the parking brake. Release, pushing in. To pull out is apply. You guys will see it right here. Okay. So before we move, I'm gonna check to all my mirrors. Make sure it's safe to do so. For this test to be success, my service brake should hold this vehicle in place. I'm gonna move forward less than 5 miles per hour. So once you say the sentence, release the brake a little bit so the vehicle will start moving. You guys gonna move like 3 or 4 foot and then brake. This is a good test. My service brake holding this vehicle in place. My vehicle don't pull to the right or to the left, indicating the brake adjustment problem. Once you say the sentence, you guys gonna put it in neutral. Apply the parking brake. Release the service brake. This completes all my brake tests. Now that my vehicle is running, I like to perform my in-cab inspection. For the in-cab inspection, first thing I'm gonna inspect is my seat belt. My seat belt, I'm gonna make sure it's not ripped or torn, and it's securely mounted to the floor, securely mounted to the vehicle. No crack or broken, securely mounted, no missing hardware. Now I'm gonna inspect my mirrors, my driver's side mirrors, and my passenger side mirrors. I'm gonna make sure there's no crack or broken. They're securely mounted to the arm securely mounted to the vehicle, no missing hardware. My mirrors, they're adjusted to me to drive. My window, you guys wanna roll up the window a little bit, down. My window roll up and down. It's not cracked or broken, securely mounted, no missing hardware. My windshield is not cracked or broken or excessive pitting, and is securely mounted. It's securely mounted by the rubber seal. My rubber seal is not excessively worn or torn, and it will not leak to the inside. I'm gonna mention my windows, my mirrors, and my windshield doesn't have any legal stickers to obstruct my view. Now I'm gonna spray my wipers. You guys are gonna press it right here, push in, okay, and hold it. My wipers, they're not cracked or broken, they're securely mounted, no missing hardware. My wiper blade is not excessively worn or torn, and it's a full contact to the windshield. Release. Now, my windshield washer fluid is working properly. Now I want to mention, this is a 20-inch steering wheel. You guys want to grab it from one corner. It doesn't have more than 10 degrees of play. It's not cracked or broken or damaged, securely mounted, no missing hardware. This one right here is my city horn. And this one right here is my air horn. They're working properly. Now, we're not talking about my light indicators. You guys want to turn on the lights. And then we're gonna start. My left turn signal indicator is working properly. My right turn signal indicator is working properly. My forward flasher indicators are working properly. And then you guys are gonna present to you this one. This is my high beam indicator is working properly. Now, I'm gonna mention that all my gauges, they're not cracked or broken, they're securely mounted, no missing hardware. And then you guys gonna start. This is my temperature gauge, it's working properly, now it's rising to normal. This is my oil pressure gauge, it's working properly, rising to normal. This one right here is my tachometer gauge or RPM gauge. It's not cracked or broken, securely mounted, no missing hardware, and it's working properly. You guys gonna press the fuel a little bit. This is my speedometer gauge. It's working properly. I noticed that because I drove the vehicle here to the DMV. This one right here is my volt meter gauge. It's reading properly. Should be between 12 and 14 volts. Right now it's a little bit of 14, but it doesn't affect the function of the vehicle. This one right here is my fuel gauge, indicating that I have enough fuel for all my tests. This one right here is my primary air gauge and my secondary air gauge. They're working properly. We noticed that because we just complete the air brake test. From here, you guys are gonna come into the climbing control. You guys are gonna put it right here. You guys are gonna put all the heat, and then you guys are gonna turn it out all the way. You guys are gonna wait for the air to start blowing. You guys are gonna put your hand right here. My heater is working properly, and then you guys are gonna put your hand right here. My heater is working properly, and my defrost is working properly. Now, remember to turn it off, especially when it's a hot day. You guys will cook it inside, okay? So from here, you guys gonna come into this section right here. You guys gonna grab this. I'm gonna mention that I have extra fuses properly graded for this vehicle. And then you guys gonna come in and look into the bottom. This is my fire extinguisher. It's not cracked, broken, or leaking, and it's securely mounted, no missing hardware. It's properly graded for this vehicle, and it's fully charged. The pin for my fire extinguisher is on the lock position. For the fire extinguisher, you guys gonna look into the back. This is my jockey box. Inside my jockey box, I have 3 reflectable triangles. I wanna make sure they're not cracked or broken, and they're securely mounted, no missing hardware. And then you guys gonna come into the floor. And you guys gonna mention, it's nothing on my floor to obstruct my pedals when I'm driving. On my dash, it's nothing to obstruct my view when I'm driving. Once you finish this, you guys gonna turn off the truck. This completes my in-cab and my air brake test. And then you guys gonna wait for the examiner that is gonna be sitting right here to give you your grades. If the examiner tell you go to the office, that means you failed something. If you guys moving the truck to the skills, that means you pass. Remember, it has to be 4 tests. It's gonna be the light check, pre-trip, air brakes, and in-cab inspection. Good luck on your test.